Hi snooker fans, Curtis Braithwaite here for Dafasnooker.com and with the man we call the senior, Peter Lyons, after his 4-2 victory over Shane Castle in the first round of the Riga Masters. Peter, good start to the season, pal.
Yeah, thank you. Delighted to have got off the mark straight away.
Yeah, positive start for you. Big year for you this year. Obviously, sort of like second season as they call it. Second season of about 20, 25, 28, if not longer.
Yeah, they're all the same, aren't they?
Absolutely, pal. But yeah, always good to start with a win, a good positive performance because he's a talented lad and he put some great balls. So
yeah. A few years ago, I thought it was going to be a big thing. I don't know if he's lost his way, he stopped playing a little bit. I don't know, but if he gets his act together, I'm sure he could come back. He's very talented.
Absolutely, Pete. But you have a knack of knowing to deal with these young whippersnappers, mate. Clipping their wings when they get out there proud. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, they just can't live with my heavy scoring.
But Pete, as per usual, it's always great to catch up with you, pal. So not only just on the win, what's been happening, mate? A little break from the season. What have you been up to? What's been cracking?
Yeah, not much really, because I work, at the club, so I'm in the club pretty regular anyway. So I carried on practicing. Went to that prom at Mark Allen's.
Yes,
fantastic time. Mark really looked after us. It was a fantastic event, and everyone had a really good time. And
I heard about your antics over there, Peter.
Yeah, I mean the rest of them were a disgrace, but obviously I behaved myself. But,
impeccably as usual, mate.
People that can't take their drink should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, it's a fantastic tournament he puts on, like you said, Mark Allen. It's been on for the last couple of years. A lot of the pros go over, obviously, compete in the tournament against amateurs as well. So obviously the amateurs get a chance to play you guys as well. And it was like a great weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely magnificent. Fantastic. Any pro that gets a chance to go, I would fully recommend it. It was a great tournament, looked after great, the people were great, the club were great. Absolutely amazing.
Pete, giving the fans a couple of little chance to ask you a few questions. Cody Turner would like to know, what are your goals for this season, Pete?
I'm just going to try and enjoy myself really. I'm not, because of my age, I'm not going to try and look at the rankings and think, I've got to catch him. I'm going to play, see how many matches I can win, and take it from there. But I'm going to try my best to stay on the tour. Don't get me wrong, I really want to stay on the tour. I want to stay on as long as I can. I'd like to, if I can sort of stay on this year, get a 2-year tour card, it'll mean I'm definitely on when I'm 50, which would be quite an achievement. I'm going to try. Now,
more important question: how's it like in the Lions household now that you're the senior player on tour now?
It's a bit strange because to fall out of the 64 by just a few £100 for all of me, and have to start all over again. But it is what it is. He's got to deal with it, hasn't he? He's got, and he practices out. Maybe it'll give him, because he's been sort of slightly inside the 64, so you are always looking at the rankings, and it's difficult to relax. Hopefully, touch wood, he can sort of relax and just play the game I know he can play.
Yeah.
And then he can, the rankings will take care of themselves, won't they? They always do. And really, he's in this to win comps, isn't he? Or try and win comps. Yeah. He's not in it to try and stay on the tour like I am, let's say. And then, he's in it to try and win comps. If you want to win comps, it doesn't really matter where you rank, does it?
Well, like you touched on last season, look, he's a great player, got a great Q action, scores well. Like I said, his safety's good, so it won't be long before he's knocking on door winning tournaments. I
hope so. I hope so.
So Pete, tell us, mate, the World Cup, what's it been like for you, pal? I know you're a big passionate football fan, or passionate about England, mate. What's your thoughts so far?
Funnily enough, I've watched every game so far of the World Cup, every single one.
And you tell me you've been working hard, Pete.
I love it. No, I work hard when I'm not watching that. Sarah has to look after Leo, so I'm watching. No, but I'm enjoying it. It's been fantastic. I don't think we're going to win it. I'd like to see us get to the final, but I thought at the start of the tournament Brazil looked the best team in it. They're still in it. Yeah. They're the team to beat for me.
Absolutely. So Mark Allen for you now in the World Open, pal. Looking forward to that one.
It's just like a trial match because I'm playing in Riga now.
I know.
No, sorry. I play him if he wins.
If he wins.
I'll definitely play him. But yeah, it's just Mark's a great player, isn't he? But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to have to play well. If I play well, I'll give myself a chance. If I don't play well, I'll get hammered. It's as simple as that.
So Pete, just touching on this season for you, like I said, a big season for you now because effectively your second season. Quite a gap between you and the 64, but not one that's insurmountable. You can definitely get yourself into the 64. What are your actual thoughts on this season? Like, as like I said, because it's a bit different for you, isn't it? Like so many years on tour, you suppose you look at things a little bit differently now, don't you?
Yeah, I still gonna, it's, I still sort of. I'd like to try and better. The quarterfinals is the best I've ever done in the comp. I think when I play in practice, I still play to a level where I could better that. You know, whether I could win a comp or not, I don't know. You know, but when you get to the quarters, the semis, you know what I mean. You can't you? I suppose. So you know, it's and that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try, you know, as hard as I can to try and to get past the quarterfinals of a comp and take it from there.
I mean, because you're so fiercely competitive out there, pal. I see it, like, a lot of players, they mellow a bit of age, but I've noticed people like yourself, people like Jimmy White, you're so competitive out there, man. Even in practice, you guys just don't want to give an inch, do you?
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I've always played the same. I've always played, if you're going to get your cue out and play properly.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do that, and no one's forcing you to do it, then don't get it out. You know, for me, you got to scrape me off the table sometimes. And I'm not a slow player, but I'm going to try as hard as I possibly can. I always do. I've never gone into a game and not given it 100%, never ever, and I never will.
Pete, do you think these battling qualities are something that's missing from a lot of these young players out there these days? I mean, they seem to throw the towel in a bit easy, chuck the toys at the pram a bit soon, don't they?
Yeah. A lot of them do. Yeah, a lot of them do, and that's probably why a lot of them lose to a lot of the older players, because the older players really know how to, because you know, they've had a tough upbringing.
Yeah,
you know, it's been hard, hasn't it? You know, it was hard before you got on the tour. You know, having to go around the proms and the circuit, and every day in the car travelling to so and so. So you get beat. You travel all the way to London, you get beat. Best of 5, you know, you go back home, you know, then you go to another one the next day, It made you hard. Whereas nowadays, these kids, they don't want to travel anywhere, you know, they don't want to play unless it's like
star tables.
There's a lot of prima donnas out there before they've ever done anything in the game.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying I've done anything. You know, I've been on the tour for a long time, which is a good achievement. You know,
absolutely.
But when you look at, like, let's say Mark Allen, they've done phenomenal in the game, but they've had tough upbringings, haven't they? You know, as well. You know, they've had to earn what they've got.
I remember talking to one of the guys pretty similar to you, McManus. McManus was saying to me the same thing. He said, look, when he grew up, he said, you guys learnt the game in a real way.
Yeah.
Man. You know, I mean, like, you had a hard upbringing. A lot of these youngsters, I suppose, they're unfortunate because they don't actually get the chance to have that upbringing now, do they? Especially with the structure of the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think they realise, though. I don't think they realise how lucky they are. You know, even when we turned pro, we started with 10 tournaments, then there were 8, then there were 6, back to 8, and it's tough.
Yeah.
You know, you might make one venue a season, and even if you did, then you'd go straight in and you'd be playing Hendry or Ronnie, and you think, you know, it was tough. Whereas now, there's about 20 comps a season, and they just don't realise how good they've got it.
No, they don't.
They really don't.
And also, Pete, nowadays, I suppose it takes the excuses away now as well, doesn't it? Because before, when it was only 6 tournaments, like you said, if you didn't have a good UK or good Worlds, you only had one season, not 2. Now there's no excuses now, is there?
No, well, you say that, right, and yes, and a lot of the pros, you very rarely hear the pros moaning about this and that, but the lads that are on that challenge tour, oh my Lord, I mean, it's as if, I don't know what they want. They've been given a challenge tour now with 10 comps, they don't want to enter that, and that's not good enough for them. What is it that they do want? What do they want? I'd love to know what they want.
Pete, the only thing I would go against you with this, with the challenge tour concern, I mean, it's a lot to ask people to travel to Riga for a best of 5 in a club. No referee, Pete. It's a bit.
It is, mate. But right, any job in the world, right? Any job in the world that you take, you've got to serve an apprenticeship for nothing.
Correct.
Everyone does that.
Correct.
I did it. You know, everyone's done it. Electricians do it. Plumbers do it. They all do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it for nothing. You have to be willing to take that. You know, money doesn't. You know. Yes, you're not. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to earn any money on the challenge tour, but you've got to get yourself to a level where you think to yourself, right, when I get into the pros, I can hit the ground running.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't, you know, go for it and think, right, I'm going to dedicate myself to this. I'm going to take this. I'm going to earn no money and whatever. But when I get into the pros, then I'll be ready to earn the millions that are on offer.
Yeah.
Millions.
Yeah. That's a fair point. It's a fair point, Pete. To be fair.
You know, it's there for them now, isn't it? You know, so when they hit the Q School next season, they've had 10 tournaments plus the English tournaments. They can get a season going, so that when they go to Q School, they're playing better because you've got to play better.
Well, I suppose, I mean, also with her had to do something because there's been nothing coming through this country.
No, and if there wasn't the challenge tour, I would say, yeah, fair enough, because there was nothing to play, nothing, because I was off the tour a couple of years ago, there was nothing. You know, if you're over 40 or you're under 21, you've got a few comps, but if you're not and you're in between that bracket between 21 and 40, you've got nothing to play. But now you've got this.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, but you are right with that. And I mean, not only that, I suppose that's the only chance we've got of actually having some development in this country because up until now,
and that's the reason. The reason is because let's say, it's got a 10-year gap of missing players because there was no value in youngsters taking snooker up 10 years ago because there was nothing, it looked like the game was dying. So they've had this lull, but now the game's absolutely thriving. The players are going to come back, but they're only going to come back if they think to themselves, right, this is what I want to do. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna get myself in there and try and show what I can do. But the thing is, you're gonna have to take a hit. You're gonna have to do it for no to try and get the rewards. Everyone does that. The footballers do it, don't they? The footballers clean boots and stuff like that, don't they? Before
you training schemes, not, don't they?
Correct.
Yeah, they do.
And then and you can do all that. And don't get me wrong, there's no reward. There's no guarantee. Sorry, that you're going to get there. But you've got to at least try if that's what you want.
Yeah.
And you've got to give it everything. Not get on Facebook and Twitter and moan that it's absolutely rubbish. Get your cue out.
Yeah. Now, fair play, Pete. And that's why we like having you on the site, because like you said, you say how it is and you keep it real, pal. So, Pete, a couple of days before you play Mark Allen, what's the plan between now and then?
Oliver's playing tonight, so I'm going to watch him, and then just back to the club to practice tomorrow. I've heard there's a big match between Kurt Mafflin and Oliver at our club, so big North versus South. I've been looking forward to watching that and grieving you.
Absolutely, Pete. And Pete, to be fair, as you said, there's been a lot of banter about this North versus South match.
It's the big one.
And I tell you what, mate. Ollie's been dropping me a text yesterday, dropped me a few more this morning that Kurt better bring his white gloves, he better bring his wallet, he better bring all sorts, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one tomorrow. Yeah. Top man. Well, Pete, look, we'll let you go and relax, but look, well done today.
Thank you.
Yeah, Shane Castle, always great to see you start off with a victory, pal. And all the best against Mark Allen in the World Open, mate.
Nice one, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, Pete. Pleasure, mate.